Hi, it's Rich Tarani. Welcome to TMC on the Road. We are in Dallas, Texas. It's September 2015. Michael Hanahovitz is with us. He's with SpitFire Dialers. And Michael, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. You doing okay? Everything's good?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for hosting us here in Dallas. The weather's been nice, although we've been kind of in the studio all day, so I hear it's nice.
We've been very fortunate.
So tell me a little bit about your company, what you guys do.
Absolutely. We're located here actually in Addison, Texas. We manufacture the SpitFire product, which is a suite of predictive dialers as well as notification systems. So these systems are used for whether it's a sales force on the phones, calling out, or it's inbound for a large call center. And these products, we've been around about 15 years. We sell into every major industry out there, and these products literally take the efficiency from 1 to 4 on manual dialing. So companies that are calling out, again for sales, if they have 10 people, it's as if they have 40. And we've been very, very fortunate, and companies absolutely love our products.
That's great. So if I'm a prospect and I'm watching this video and I'm considering SpitFire and maybe some competitive solutions, why do I choose SpitFire over the other ones?
Absolutely. So we specialize on the on-premise space. So we believe you should own the software instead of as they hosted, you never do and you pay every month forever. So because of that, the costs are tremendously lower with an on-prem solution. And with us, it's just software, which can actually sit on a server that's in your location. The software can also sit anywhere, so it doesn't have to be in your location. It'll be in a co-location. You can have agents that are remote anywhere. But the cost structure is very, very, very different with our solutions.
So, okay, cost effective, so that's one of the reasons why people choose you.
Not the biggest reason, but one of the reasons.
Okay.
As well as we have a program that is called our FlexPay program, which we've created the cost to be the same as a hosted, but after 12 months you actually own it.
Oh, okay.
So again, we believe that's a good reason. If you have a sales force of people and you want to keep adding to it, the cost becomes an issue. And so we believe that you need to be able to add salespeople to your sales force, and knowing that it's very, very cost effective and easy to do that. Because with our systems, if you start with 10 or 20 or 50, you can add agents very, very easily as you need to. So that's the reason why we also did that FlexPay program. Okay. But again, after 12 months, it's yours.
Okay, and so what sorts of integrations do your customers take advantage of?
Absolutely. So with the on-prem solution that we have, is the difference with us is we can connect to any PBX phone system. Okay. We can connect to any CRM. And we sit in the middle. So instead of us creating the product where we have created a CRM within the product, or we've created a product that works only with a Salesforce, or only with an Act, or only with a Goldmine, we have left it open so that we don't decide and dictate what the customer needs to use. So that's a huge advantage for our customers. So if they have a phone system, a ShoreTel, or a Finality, doesn't matter what it is, we can connect to it. If it's a CRM, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a vertical market CRM, which there's things like Point or Encompass, or a lot of industries have vertical market CRMs. And then there's the regular CRMs like the Salesforces of the world. We can connect to all of it.
So there are competitive solutions, but a lot of the competitive solutions that are out there are sold by companies that have integrated software from outbound, inbound, workforce management, optimization. Then on top of that, they will take care of things like omni-channel, like all these different pieces. And the question I have is, do your customers benefit from having a company like yours that focuses exclusively on the dialing as opposed to getting bogged down in all these other areas? Or how do you compete against those kinds of companies?
Absolutely, because those other solutions can be added to it. Now, our product is full-featured. So it's got recording capabilities. It's got a lot of the capabilities, but we don't believe that we should dictate the solution as a one total package solution. So we can connect to all those solutions that you're talking about. The dialing is a very, very, it's a complicated solution, dialing. A predictive dialer works with algorithms, speeds up, slows down, as you know how predictive works. So it's important that the product is really good, that the calls are really fast, that there's different kinds of modes, that it has things like our product's got something called CNI, which is a call number identification, cell phone number identification, which what that does is it tells them, is it a cell phone? Because today you can't call cell phones like you used to be able to, call all numbers. The no calls is a big issue.
Sure.
So our product can do those kind of things, and so it protects the customer. Again, when calls are being made, carriers out there, every carrier wants your business. But with a predictive dialer, the way that it works is it calls on multiple lines per agent simultaneously. So usually 2-3 lines simultaneous, because it's speeding up and slowing down.
Sure.
That's how it gets the efficiency from 1 person to 4.
Sure.
It's doing about 70 calls per agent per hour. Okay. With that, though, the carrier needs to take those calls out. We need to be able to send the calls through the dialer and the carrier accept them. A lot of carriers out there do something called, they control the calls. And when they control the calls, they might only allow 5 calls to go out, even though there's 40 outbound lines. So that kind of defeats the reason to have a predictive dialer. So where we come in, we're really a consulting company as well, because we will make sure that the carrier that they use doesn't control the calls to less than
allowing
is
maximum productivity.
Absolutely. So again, we're a full service company, but in the end, you really want to own the software.
Okay. Well, there's a case to be made for allowing your customers to put together best-in-breed solutions where you focus exclusively on one area and you do it really well, and they can piece together an ACD that kind of tacks onto it and some other products that tack onto it as necessary.
Right. As well as security is a big issue. So one of the other reasons why, to us, we believe in on-prem is because you're not putting your data in somebody else's server.
Sure.
And there's companies we deal with in the healthcare, they can't do that.
Sure.
They have to have their own solutions.
Of course.
And so, you hear of hacking all the time of
Sure.
data, and that data is expensive. That data you've created and built up over time as a company. You can't afford that to be taken away from you or shared with the competition.
Sure. Well, the other thing is that it doesn't get talked about very often, but it's unclear what happens if the government requests information from a cloud provider and it's your information, whether that gets given to the government without your knowledge.
Correct.
Whereas if information is subpoenaed from your server, at least you know.
Absolutely.
You know it's being subpoenaed, at least you're prepared for it as opposed to getting blindsided and not knowing what's happening. So there's
and that's a big issue because that is happening.
It can be,
Absolutely.
and it is happening,
Yes.
and it's not talked, for some reason it's not really talked about very often. I've probably written about it once or twice, but it doesn't seem to be, to have mainstream concern to the level that maybe it should, but.
Right. Well, I think, again, we've been in this business for 15 years, so there was only on-prem solutions.
Sure.
Then the hosted solutions came into being,
Sure.
right? And everybody wanted hosted because they could get into it really fast and quick and cheap. The problem was it wasn't cheap because when you use it for months and months and months and years, you've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Sure.
right? And then we've had all the hacking and all those
Sure.
kind of issues. So we're seeing a tremendous amount of companies that are moving away from the hosted, doesn't matter what size, to their own solution.
Sure.
And putting the infrastructure back in their location to say, we need it in-house, right? We don't want people taking our stuff. We don't want it happening to us because it puts them down. When a call center is down, they're losing,
Sure.
hundreds of
Ton
thousands of
of money.
dollars, and they can't afford it. So we've just seen the change now back. Now they'll always be hosted. But a lot of companies are looking very carefully at what are they going to host.
Now, is there something else before we wrap up that the viewers should know about your company? Anything new, anything exciting that we should know?
I think our product is incredible. We've got a most amazing enterprise product. It is full-featured, So we compare to some of the higher priced large call center products, and just very, very easy to use. Our GUI is extremely easy to use. So when we have a company that comes from another solution, they just say unbelievable. So over 50% of our business comes from referrals, and that's because people just absolutely love the product.
That's great. Well, thanks for being here, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.